Welcome back to Root Access, and we're taking you to the Genius Bar. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. So, Genius Bar, what a great idea. You got this place where you can go and have your Apple questions answered. At least that was the vision.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of the limitations of the Genius Bar, specifically in terms of software. Because if you have, let's say, a 2-year-old computer, now that's outside of Apple Care, but maybe you just purchased the new operating system and you put it on and you're stuck. Everything's gone, something's gone horribly awry. In that situation, what can you do at the bar? What happens?
Well, when you do buy, a new version of the operating system, that does come with, I believe, 90 days of, I think it's 90 days of Apple Care phone support.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't give you anything additional at the Genius Bar, but like any customer that comes to the Genius Bar, you sign in, you're going to be helped. Depending on how busy the bar is, that's going to come into play. Exactly what the problem is, if it's a quick fix, something that the Genius can handle in a few minutes.
Whether the Genius has ever seen a computer before, or just iPhones and iPods all day.
That's true.
Right?
I mean, what store you're at. If you're in the large flagship stores that are very busy, I know they do very little software support. They other than like doing some quick archive and installs, I think they'll check it in for paid support as far as I know. But your average store will definitely help you within reason.
Okay. So there's another area here where you were telling me that Apple Care, even on phone support, isn't a huge help, and that's with the .Mac, now Mobile Me services.
Yeah, I mean, unless they've changed something, which I don't think they have. The unfortunate situation was that .Mac and I guess now Mobile Me as well. That's a hell of a name they got there. I think the problem is they put the Me on at the end, just
Mobile,
like Windows Me.
Oh, geez.
That was the problem. Okay. It doesn't offer you any. Apple Care doesn't support. Apple Care phone support doesn't support .Mac.
That's a free service. What do you? Oh, it's not. That's great. It's not.
So basic, and the Genius Bar doesn't either to some extent. I mean, we'll certainly help you, but basically you'd have to go through the web services, web support and email support, and
which if your email isn't working
is a problem, and the discussion forums.
Always good to.
So, like, as far as I know, unless they've changed, they wouldn't even help, like, recovering, like, a forgotten password. I mean, there are some things you go on the web and you could try to recover your password, but if none of that worked, you were kind of SOL, unless they've changed things.
That's a technical term?
It is.
Okay. Speaking about the bar, now, there have been some reports recently, some folks are trying to clog up the system with appointments at the bars. This is one of the groups that is upset with DRM on music, and so they've decided, we know how to fight back on DRM. We're going to go and make it a long day for the Genius at the local Genius Bar.
Yeah. Because all the problems in the world, famine, war, price of gas, the DRM is right there at the top of the list. I mean, I read that story that came out last week, and it's kind of silly, I think, and I think most Apple stores probably wouldn't see any effect from that. Maybe the big stores, maybe Soho or some San Francisco stores. I think what would happen is once you started talking DRM, he would just kind of cut you off and be like, look, do you have a problem? No, then your appointment's over. Yeah. I mean, what it would do is just sort of take up spaces for, college students going back to school who have a broken computer.
Right.
You're really just inconveniencing other Mac users.
Well, other Mac users, but also the Genius. It's not like you can be there and be like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Let me call Steve Jobs and let him know that DRM's got to go.
Yeah, I think everybody hates DRM. The Mac Genius does, Apple does. It's just sort of a reality we all deal with.
Well, plus the reality now is with audio, at least, with music, there are options without DRM. Some tracks in iTunes no longer have DRM, and there are other services that don't have DRM.
You can still buy a CD, as far as I know.
So this protest is about 3 years too late, I think. And DRM, yes, it's still a big deal with video. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going nowhere.
No. So
deal with it.
Go do a flash mob event or something.
Yeah, what happened to the zombie flash mob? That's a lot cooler than DRM nerds.
Clogging the DRM guys. So you would just you'd give them the hook?
I'd give them like a minute and then be like, all right, see you later.
I appreciate your feedback. Give them the feedback link.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's talk about feedback. They're often at the Genius Bar. After you do your service, you'll get an email a couple days later saying, "Hey, how was your service?" And I think people need to know that that's something that actually Apple does pay attention to.
Yeah, and also when you purchase something, it's on the bottom of the receipt. If you have any issues or problems with your service, please go to this link. And the cool thing is, like, people actually read that, and it does get filtered back rather quickly to the store management. So if you have a horrible experience or a great experience, you should let them know.
And I will say that's unique. I mean, I've never been to a Best Buy or Circuit City or something and had them call me a couple days later and say, "Oh, I understand there was a problem."
Yeah.
So kudos on that. DRM guys, go protest something else or find a more clever way to deal with
it's kind of silly.
the DRM. Don't make it a hard day for the geniuses and the people who just want to get their computers fixed. And .Mac Mobile Me, folks, you're on your own.
Gmail. We recommend Gmail or Yahoo.
Although they don't have support yet, but that's a whole nother discussion.
But it's free. You don't pay for it. That's the thing I always say. Look, it's free. You didn't pay for it.
That's true. Shrug your shoulders. That's it. Don't forget, if you have a question for us, send it in to root@thedigital.lifestyle.tv, and we'll see you again soon.